Hey there, my name is Patty, and my husband John and I took our first bikepacking trip in Ohio. Here's our adventure. On day 3, we rode from London to Westerville, covering 44 miles. Starting the day at the London trailhead, we had only 1 mile of road riding to get to the Roberts Pass Trail. Although we have helmets where we can communicate with each other, John likes to be helpful and also point what way we are going to go. I appreciate this, as lefts and rights are hard for some people like me. The Roberts Pass Trail is just about 6 miles long, so this was a nice quick path to get done first thing in the morning. Next up was the Camp Chase Trail, which was pretty easy to find since the Roberts Pass Trail just turned into it. I really enjoyed riding through all the farms, and I especially liked that there was a tractor crossing sign for bikes as well as a bike crossing sign for tractors. On this day of our trip, we didn't ride through a lot of the small towns that we had previously. The most activity we've seen so far today is at the Camp Chase trailhead. While this part of the trail was a very rough and rocky dirt trail, it didn't last long till we were back riding on pavement. I love when a trail is paved and you can just cruise along through all the greenery, just enjoying the day. It was beautiful, and I seriously felt like I could ride this all day. Then I literally turned this corner and thought again. This hill was steep. And while I have no problem walking my bike up a hill, I do it all the time. What I don't do all the time is walk my bike up a hill with another 40 plus pounds worth of gear on it. Walking up this hill, I just kept thinking that moving forward is moving forward. It doesn't matter how you do it. Soon enough, it was back to cruising on the bike once again. I learned that this bike trail is one of the few in the United States that is a rails with trails, meaning that the trail runs with an active railroad. The Camp Chase Trail ended just outside of Columbus and put us on the Hilltop Connector Trail, where we then picked up the lower Scioto Greenway. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm not sure. Around this time, it was midday, and we saw that there were some places to grab lunch just a stone's throw off the trail. This place had excellent food, and once again, we found a lunch stop where we could literally ride up and park our bikes right outside while we ate. And it was also kind of cool that while we were eating lunch, we were able to watch people walking to a ball game. That's kind of cool, Columbus. After lunch, we were both excited to get back on the trail, although this proved to be a lot harder than we had anticipated. Where we really went wrong is we attempted to not backtrack and go back to the lower Scioto Trail where we left off, but we looked on our phone and saw that we could take a shortcut across Columbus to try to rejoin the trail. At some point, really just backtracking the 0.2 miles really would have been a lot easier than what we went through. To spare everybody the pain of actually watching how lost we got, I'm going to speed up this video pretty darn fast. After getting home and watching this video, what I've also realized is we completely missed this turn right here, where we eventually ended up passing it and coming back to in just a little while. Two takeaways for this part of our trip was that you cannot rely on using phone maps, and that Columbus could really use some more bike signage. That's just my 2 cents. Riding next to a freeway was insanely loud and pretty much cut off John and I from communicating entirely. We couldn't hear anything through our helmets, and shouting wasn't working either. Although we were so happy to be back on a trail, and fingers crossed we were heading in the correct direction. Finally, we somehow made it to the Alum Creek Trail that we were planning on riding for the rest of the day. Did you notice I said we were planning on it? More to come on that. The Alum Creek Trail is a very beautiful trail, and there are so many scenic bridges crossing back and forth over the Alum Creek. We even learned that some of the Alum Creek Trail followed the historic route of the Underground Railroad. So now back on the more to come. What basically happened next, I do not have any videos or pictures of, as it was a complete disaster. Basically, there was a detour sign on the path saying it was closed, and so us being good bikers, we just got off the path and went on the road. We realized very soon that there was not any detour signage for bikers, so we just rode what we thought was the right way. While using that philosophy, we got very, very lost. What should have been just 5 miles of a nice scenic bike path turned into over 7 miles of white-knuckled street riding. At one point, I was practically in tears and just moments from calling my son to come pick us up. John gave me a much-needed pep talk, and we finally made it to our hotel room for the night. We immediately got ourselves some hoppy drinks from the XYZ bar, then ordered a pizza and called it a night. Tomorrow is definitely another day.